if you think the Lakers could get the #1 overall seed, and you think Milwaukee's going to make the finals, which I do, I know Stack doesn't, but if you think that matters, it's a big loss. They're all big losses at this point. Now, if you're only worried about #1 seed in the West, then it doesn't matter. That is locked up. The Lakers would have to lose as many times the rest of the year as they have all year already in order to not get the #1 seed in the West. But it all of a sudden looked like they could catch Milwaukee. And so can we just show real quick what the standings are right now? I mean, yeah, they would have been 1 loss behind Milwaukee. Now they're 2 losses behind Milwaukee. And they have that 25th strength of schedule, so you feel like, oh, they could catch them. But if they don't catch them, Stack, they're going to look back to what the hell happened in that third quarter against Brooklyn. You know, and when we'd won 12 of 13, I think, we were playing some of our best coming off our best weekend of the year. We didn't play great in the first half, but we have a 2-point lead at halftime. In the third quarter, we just don't show up. And those little things in the margins matter. And in a game where they had the option to give LeBron rest, and instead, LeBron, go play, see if you can keep it going. He plays 35 minutes, plays great despite the missed layup at the end. And it's like, for what? Could have lost to the Nets without LeBron. And so, yeah, I don't think it's the sky is falling, but if you're trying to catch Milwaukee, every single loss, especially losses when you're double-digit favorite at home against below 500 team, they matter.
Yeah, I mean, all these games matter. You shouldn't lose to teams like this. But me personally, I don't think it matters whoever from the Western Conference makes it to the finals if they have home court advantage or not.
Okay.
It don't matter. I think, and it definitely doesn't matter in the Western Conference because the Lakers playing the Clippers, they're both at home anyway. I just think they need to continue to play well, continue to keep that good feel around the team, the good vibe around, and continue to win. They need LeBron to get healthy and get some rest because it's easy to see all those shots and all the layup that was all fatigue. He made those shots all season long. But they just need to focus, continue to grow, and continue to have a good feel going to the postseason. That's all.
Did you like AD taking that shot?
Yeah, he just made one. That's his shot. I mean, he's probably one of the best big man three-point shooters in the game right now.
So that's my question. To me, I was like, oh, no one's going to talk about this. But I was like, oh, we've got 7-footers shooting threes to win games.
Yeah.
I just thought it was interesting, and I don't know if it was, hey, are the Lakers built roster-wise perfectly that this is your game-winning three?
Yeah, I mean,
is there something there? Or
Dirk did it for years.
Go ahead.
Dirk did it for years.
And Dirk's a bit of a unicorn, but LeBron did say after the game.
So was AD.
Oh, no, absolutely. No. But just different types of
unicorns. Yes, you're right.
LeBron said after the game, that pass is being made no matter who's standing there. He said, he said if it's Kuzma, if it's KCP, now they're only going to put shooters around him in that spot. You're not going to have JaVale or Dwight out there in that spot.
And so Rondo?
You're not going to have Rondo.
In the playoffs, DJ is not leaving Anthony Davis. That's a layup for Braun in the playoffs. They're not giving they're not giving him no wide open three like that in the playoffs. So, nobody's giving up that. That's a great
point because you can't risk the loss because you're down. If it's a 1-point game, then you got to collapse often. But in a 2-point game, you'd rather risk the layup than the back-breaking game-winning three.
I have a question. Did last night affect LeBron's MVP case at all? Because he was really sort of moving upwards, inching closer to Giannis. Does last night moving closer?
I'm having Nick Wright take here.
What?
I think it did, positively.
How?
I just felt like at the end of the game, it's like, oh, this guy can get a layup if he wants.
Right.
He missed the layup, like no big deal. I felt good about it.
Yeah.
Nick Wright take? Anyone buy that? My hairpiece.
Yeah, but it's not my take on this.
No, it's a Nick Wright.
I understand. No, it hurts it. When you are trailing, listen. Hey, we just had more primaries last night, right? Bernie's trailing. If you are trailing, you can't have pushes. You can't have close losses. You got to have wins. You got to have win after win after win. Now, I know you don't think LeBron's trailing in the MVP race. You think he was already ahead. I believe Giannis has been leading it all year. And Giannis, if you are trailing, or even if it's close, now the stat line was excellent for LeBron. What do you have, 29, 12, and 9? It's a great stat line. He shot 55%, all of that. But you're favored by double digits. You had the ball in your hand forget the pass. The pass is the right pass. But the play before, you missed the layup. And it's a narrative opportunity, right? What would we have said
Well, that's true. If he dunked that last
Yeah,
one.
if he doesn't come over and he ends up dunking it to put him in overtime, or if LeBron just dribble, take up a step back three and makes it, then we're saying, wow, like what a culmination of a week.
Would that have pushed you over the LeBron-Giannis hump?
It would have made it closer. It certainly would have made it closer.
Degrees of closeness.
Listen, I showed you yesterday. Right now it's 55 Giannis, 40 LeBron, 5% Chris Paul. I think it would have been like 52. 40, 43, something like that. It would have been closer. Chris Paul would have lost some votes because he didn't play. Sorry, Chris. You're dropping out of the primaries. And so yeah, I mean, I don't think it helped him. I think a loss hurts him, even if the stat line's good.
I don't think he hurt himself at all. As long as Giannis is out, he's good. His stats, like you said, his stats were solid. He didn't lose that game. I don't think he hurt himself at all. To me, like I said yesterday, I think he got it locked already.
Locked.
I think he got it locked.
But
Even Nick Wright's not voting for him.
I think he got it locked.
But sometimes you guys talk about MVP and it's, well, who had the best numbers, and then sometimes you talk about, well, who had the biggest impact. And so now you're saying, well, LeBron had good numbers, so it shouldn't impact him negatively, but he didn't win the game for the team.
Well, and so listen, and his impact last night was the hidden part of last night that actually matters for the Lakers. The Lakers for the last few weeks had actually been playing really well when LeBron was off the court, after early in the year falling apart when LeBron was off the court. Last night, they were a travesty when LeBron was off the court. In the 35 minutes he played, they outscored the Nets by 8. In the 13 minutes he sat, that's a quarter of basketball, they were outscored by 10. Their offensive rating with him on the court was 111. With him on the bench was 77. 77 is like a bad mid-major basketball team. And so all of a sudden last night, the non-LeBron minutes killed him. Pardon me. But the other reason I think it does impact the MVP race is for folks that don't yet have LeBron in the lead, a big part of his case at the end of the year could be, wow, the Lakers finished with the best record in the NBA. They're in the Western Conference, and they had a better record than Milwaukee did. They now have, to me, clearly a worse shot at finishing with a better record than Milwaukee, because a game that when you're looking at the schedule, you're like, oh, that's a win. Home against Brooklyn.
Right.
What didn't end up being a win? You got to make that game up somewhere with a predicted loss turning into a victory.
You know what we've been hearing that we haven't heard in a while? It's pertaining to LeBron in this MVP race. You're hearing more and more coaches come out and say, why are we not giving to this guy every year? More than any time LeBron has been talking about MVP. More media, more coaches are saying it now. He got it locked. He's missed it so many times. I think people are tired of not having him in that conversation, and him not winning the award with him being so great. Coaches are coming out and saying, everybody's coming out and saying, I think they're finally realizing that this guy deserves this award.
Listen, I appreciate what you're saying, but just for America,
and coaches have votes.
Steven Jackson, well known always in the bag for LeBron. I, on the other hand, am well known to be objective on this case, so I can't put Giannis ahead or LeBron ahead quite yet.